Viewers, the Pak rape gang disclosure in the UK has triggered a massive storm. We've been talking about it over the last 2 days. Disturbing and harrowing tales of thousands of young girls raped, exploited for years by gangs, mostly of Pakistani origin. There are many people who say a crime is a crime, but we should not reduce this to just that. This is the chilling cost of appeasement and the evil of political correctness. Viewers, for decades, authorities in Britain looked the other way. They ignored the evidence, feared being called racist, Islamophobic. They protected community sentiments instead of protecting innocent girls. Votes mattered more than justice, and the result is here before us. And India must take a hard lesson from this. We have seen the same mindset here. Remember the Ajmer scandal? Can't allow vote bank politics over victims. The time to break the silence is now more than ever.
यूके में चूँकि जो हालात हैं यूके है या और जो आसपास के मुल्क हैं इनमें सेक्स के रिलेटेड जो इश्यूज़ हैं वो कोई नई बात नहीं है, लेकिन अब चूँकि कुछ अरसे से ऐसा लग रहा है कि छोटी छोटी बच्चियों को इसमें लाया जा रहा है और इसमें जो सबसे बड़ी बात है वो कोशिश की जा रही है बदनाम करने की कि जी इसमें चूँकि मुस्लिम जो हैं इन्वॉल्व हैं.
Even in UK the vote bank plays a role and it's the political compulsions which doesn't allow the authorities to take action against such grooming gangs. Fact is that this is happening and is happening worldwide and is happening in UK, it's happening in India also, and at a large scale the issue is of conversion.
Let me open this up. Shehzad Poonawala stays on. Sushil Pandit ji is joining us. Syed Asad Abbas on the show. Karan continues, and Professor Atikur Rahman will be with us shortly. The reaction we just played out was from, was of Bashir Ahmed. He's from the National Conference. And he says, Mr. Pandit, I want you to, weigh in. He says, sex ke related जो मसले हैं वो कोई नए नहीं हैं. Here we are talking about exploitation, blackmail. He says sex के related मसले नहीं हैं. And then he says there is a concerted campaign now to defame the community.
There is this popular myth that in the West and in countries of Europe like UK, women are of easy virtue and are generally available. So, to consider these victims as legit victims or victims who had it coming is victim bashing of the worst kind. And it is exonerating the criminals. The problem here is that they feed into this myth that white women, European women are of easy virtue, are easily available, in fact, are seeking this kind of condition for themselves, is to exonerate the criminals operating not as individuals, but as groups, and sanctified in this sanctimoniousness that, we are not to be blamed in trafficking these young 13-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds. Actually, they had it coming. They deserve it because they are white trash, they are of easy virtue, and they are willing. So this is the mindset. This kind of mindset is reprehensible, and British society is waking up to it. Jack Straw, who was the Home Secretary in Labour government, went on record saying that they treat our daughters as easy meat. These are his words, quote unquote. That is what explains why they do what they do.
Atikur Rahman, how do you see the report of the Pak rape gangs in the UK?
So, Pranesh, do you think that this can be supported by any sane mind? If a crime is committed and a heinous crime, this sort of patriarchal and misogyny can only be supported when you don't tell a sports minister to resign in India. He is roaming free in the parliament besides the Prime Minister of India. And our wrestlers are saying that he is a rapist. Who is supporting? Am I supporting this? Or the present dispensation was supporting? That sports minister, even now he is the minister. So what do you expect us to say on these lines, on these stories?
I expected Atikur Rahman to say exactly this, you know, and he never disappoints. Shehzad?
First of all, let us call what it needs to be called. This is a systematic industrial scale targeted exploitation of white women being done by Pakistani Muslim men. And problem is not just the mindset that so beautifully Sashil Pandit has spoken of. That mindset exists. That vastu hai mahila. But more than the mindset is the enabling environment. And who gives the enabling environment? Ye Muslim hai, iske baare mein bola to Islamophobia aayega. He can be rapist. ये मुस्लिम है, इसने कुछ कर दिया, communal relations खराब हो जाएगा. How can I call this entire attempt to systematically target white women? If I say it, then I will not look multicultural and plural. So therefore, to keep my liberal credentials, I have to say nothing about the victims. And you know, Pranesh, what happens in UK, it troubles me. But more troubling is that I see same pattern here. You see what happened in Ajmer 1992? Khadims were involved from Youth Congress. ये पूरा conspiracy करके victims की आवाज दबा दी गई. Sandesh Khali Shahjahan Sheikh was defended with all the might by the same ecosystem. Then in Love Jihad, spoken of by Catholic Church, just because it is being perpetrated by their vote bank, they will keep quiet. They will not consider the church version. Then we have seen Nashik case, Nagpur case, so many cases of Hindu women being exploited and targeted. I want to ask Mr. Atikur Rahman, all the time he comes and he puts a parda on it. And that parda has been put in Britain also. So today Atikur Rahman is also responsible for this thing that we are seeing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I own Shehzad full responsibility that these misogynist elements do exist in the Islamic society, in the Muslim community, and we take vow to overrule them. What have you done, sir, with the you know, Bilkis Bano case when the people were garlanded? Her rapists were garlanded, and you were defending them. The wrestlers were crying, and that fellow, the member of Parliament, roaming free.
Atikur Rahman, you know, this whataboutery, sir, आपको पता है मेरे साथ तो नहीं चलेगी. मुझे एक बात बता दीजिए, since you're taking a principled stand, and I want to bring in Karan. Karan, for Atikur Rahman to say that we are taking a position, etc., there are people, you know, mainstream political leaders who can't take a stand against nikah halala. Forget anything else.
Absolutely. I think Pranesh, Shehzad just summed it towards the end. Every single time on this panel and other panels, whenever we've had an incident of love jihad, whenever we've had an incident of Islamic brutality, this entire cabal, whether it's Atikur Rahman or Syed Asad Abbas, all of them have gone on to label me or someone else as communal, as Islamophobic, and they want to brush this debate under the carpet. It cannot be brushed anymore. I am glad Shehzad, as a proud member of the Muslim community, has the guts to call it out unapologetically. And that is what we need. Had Atikur Rahman or if Syed Abbas can call this out for what it is, then it will be highly appreciable and it will help our society also advance. In fact, Congress councillor's daughter Neha was a victim of love jihad in 2024. She died. The Congress councillor cried and said, yes, it was love jihad. Even V.S. Achyutanand, the Kerala CM, and I'm quoting him, 26 July 2010, he said, what are we doing? These people are using sex as a tool. This PFI-inspired Taliban style is going to turn us all into Muslims. This is what V.S. Achyutanand, not a BJP CM, said. Yet when Kerala Files was released, all of them said this is propaganda. All it wanted to do was highlight this malaise. And this malaise continues to rot, continues to take everyone in its sweep, Pranesh. It's time we wake up, and we wake up as one. Be it Hindus or Muslims, understand that this Islamic inspired thing needs to go. You cannot have grooming gangs, you cannot have love
Syed
jihad,
Asad
and you
Abbas,
cannot give it fancy names.
you have the last word.
Firstly, I think Karan Verma needs to apologize on the show. How are you even trying to link this with Islam? Show me one word of any atrocity in the Quran or Hadith or Islam. My friend, you're an ignorant, you're an ignoramus, and I condemn you and your statements. I think you owe an unconditional apology to all the humans of the world and not just Islam. Second point, Pranesh,
One minute.
na
Syed
Hindu
Asad Abbas, if I start reading from the report, Syed Asad Abbas, you will be embarrassed. The details are so gory that it'll be uncomfortable for me to even read it out. You will have your answer. Karan. Yeah, quickly. We don't have much.
Just one word, Pranesh. इनको कहिए माले गनीमत का क्या मतलब होता है, जरा इस पैनल पे बता दें. माले गनीमत का क्या मतलब होता है? एम्बैरेसमेंट हो जाएगी सैयद अब्बास को. ये अलामा इकबाल को अक्सर कोट करते रहते हैं. He is an ignoramus of the highest order, and then he has the guts to call.
Can I be allowed to complete my point, please? Pranesh, all my friends have been given time. Just 30 seconds. Pranesh, in all clear terms, categorically, let me condemn what happened. These rogues, these terrorists of Pakistan are a bad name. I'm ashamed to even call them Muslims because real Muslims don't do this. This is a heinous crime. This is a punishable crime by the constitution of any country. Nobody in the right mind will support this. These are sick minds of the sick orders. And the only place of people like this on earth is jail. After earth is hell. That is the only place these go. Okay. But the larger point I'm making here is when people like Karan Verma and this other Sushil Pandit on the show are absolute Islamophobes. And I'll tell you why.
Is not Islamophobic. He is a Muslim himself. Syed Asad Abbas, why have you left him out? He said the same thing.
Those people who raped Bilkis Bano.
Now you will call him a Sarkari Musalman. You know, that is the phrase that you use for, people who have a differing ideology or have something else to say. So let's leave it at this. Viewers, you've heard the, people and what they had to say. I leave it to your judgment. But, beyond any country or ideology, as civilized people, as a civilized nation, we must end this political correctness for God's sake, because it comes in the way of justice all the time. The news are with Navita Kumar on the other side.